I definitely feel like I'm a Barbie girl living in a Barbie world, wrapped in plastic. My life is fantastic. Hey lovelies, I am so excited to be back with another makeup related video. Today I'm trying out a whole heap of new goodies from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So if I don't knock myself out before filming it, I ordered these goodies myself from Sephora. I got the new Amrezy palette, I got the foundation, I also got one of the loose setting powders and the bronzer. So today's video is going to be like a little bit of an ABH first impressions. If you guys would like a full review and wear test of the foundation, just let me know in the comments. I'm happy to film that for you guys as well. I'm not going to do that today because I want to do like a get unready with me video too. So I'm literally going to do my makeup, then I'm going to take it all off. YouTube life, hey? But also I just wanted to say too, Sephora have really upped their game with their shipping here in Australia. This took 2 days to get to me, and I live out in like a rural area, so out in the bush, and it only took 2 days to get here from Sydney. So I think that's pretty amazing. So shout out to Sephora. Thank you for your speedy shipping times. It's much appreciated for us impatient shoppers. So I've already moisturized my skin off camera, and I'm just going to do like a little bit of priming, but I'm just going to use the Urban Decay Quick Fix setting spray / primer. So this is a multi-use complexion product, so you can literally use it to prep your skin, you can use it to rehydrate when you've got like a full face of makeup on and stuff like that. So whatever floats your boat. And thanks to Benefit, I now have like a little fan thingamidoozer, which is going to come in very handy. Okay, so now it's time for foundation. So I have definitely picked up the wrong shade. Just want to put that out there. I got shade 240. It is definitely too dark and way too warm for me, but we're going to make it work today just for the sake of the video. It's a glass bottle. In this you get how many mils? 30 mils, which is about standard for a foundation. So I got the shade 240N, which is for light skin with a neutral warm undertone. As much as I don't consider myself a pink undertone, maybe I should have got 220. I think I'll wait till I'm actually in Sydney in store in Sephora so I can swatch the shades, because sometimes it's really hard when brands have lots of different undertones to get the right one, because I was sure this was going to be it, but it's definitely not. You guys will see when I put it on my face. So a little about the foundation. It's a luminous foundation and it's water resistant. It creates a luminous natural finish. Apply and blend out with a firm foundation brush or a makeup sponge or your fingertips. So I might try both. I'll do like a brush on one side and sponge on the other. In today's video, I'm going to use my very own Sigma Favorites brush set, which is still available. So if you guys are wanting to get yourself a new little brush set, I actually think this is one of the best brush sets out there. If I do say so myself, I'm a little bit biased, but I actually think it's a really good set. So in that I have one of the Sigma 3D HD blenders, which is a sponge. And then I'm also going to use an F82 round kabuki. I'll crack out a new one. This doesn't come in my set. This is separate to my set, but it's a good brush. I love their round kabuki. Oh, I just opened the bronzer. We'll get to that later, but the packaging, it's a really pretty compact. I like it. And I'm just going to pop one pump directly onto this brush. Oh, you see, it doesn't really sink into the bristles, so it's like a thicker consistency. Keep in mind, this is definitely the wrong shade. Oh no. Hopefully as it dries down, maybe it calms down a little bit. Does have very nice coverage though. Wow, it's definitely the wrong shade. So I'm just going to take my 3D blender now and pop one pump on it, and then we'll go into this side of my face. I think I already definitely prefer the sponge to apply it. I feel like it just spreads a little more easily with a damp sponge. I'm so annoyed I got the wrong shade. It's a little bit scary. It is going on beautifully though, I must admit, which actually makes me even more annoyed that I got the wrong shade. It's a very lovely finish. It's definitely like looking nice and luminous while still giving me, like, you can definitely see like my imperfections through it ever so slightly. But I feel like it's really evened out my skin tone though, even though you can see those imperfections. So it kind of makes your skin like, it looks like real skin, even though it's a totally wrong shade. It looks like actual real skin, not foundation. Just gonna put some on my ears. So here's a close up. Other than the shade, what do you guys think? I think it looks quite nice actually. Let's go ahead and conceal and try and like calm down this color a little bit. So I'm going to use the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer today. I'm using a combination of Custard and Chantilly, I think is how you pronounce it. Knowing me, it's probably not, but anyway, I'm using those two shades and I'm going to actually pop it under my eyes and sort of around my entire face to sort of balance out the color, because I'm just way too orange right now and I can't actually deal. I still want to look half cute when I finish my makeup. Oh, I literally look scary orange. Damn it, it's so annoying. Oh, we're already getting better. Oh, see, a little bit of concealer can save your life. Okay, I feel like I'm plateauing out a little bit. Okay, so now we've got concealer and foundation on. Although I'm a little bit of the wrong color, I kind of match my hands actually. So that's not too bad. I've got a turtleneck on, so it's not a big deal. But now I've got my foundation and my concealer on. Canvas is all blanked out. We're going to do some powder. So I do like to set my entire face with a little bit of powder. But I am using Anastasia's own powder. I didn't even know they had a loose powder. But when I was browsing online, I saw it. So it looks huge, but don't let the packaging fool you. It is only 25 grams, which I believe is pretty standard for a loose powder. I decided to get the shade Vanilla too because I'm not the biggest fan of like super translucent powders, and I'm certainly not a fan of banana powders. They do not work for me at all. So I grabbed the shade Vanilla. It's a nice big tub though, I guess, to like put a fluffy brush in. I'm going to use a combination, I think, of an F35 tapered highlighting brush, which comes in my brush set. I think I will also use a large F30 powder brush. This one doesn't come in my brush set though. Looks like it's going to be a good color for me. I'm going to start off by using the tapered highlighting brush to just set under my eyes. I don't know if it's done any justice for my under eyes, if I'm totally honest. I'm going to quickly set the rest of my face with it using the large fluffy brush. It's definitely toning down the orange in my makeup. I'm liking how it set the rest of my face. I don't love it under my eyes, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit picky when it comes to powders under my eyes. There's not many loose powders that I think do the under eye justice. So I'm just going to get my usual fave, which is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Light. And I'm just going to pop some of that under my eyes. I just feel like they look a little dehydrated now, if anything. So I'm definitely looking very matte right now just because I did powder my face, but I think it looks good. I look a little powdery in real life, but give my skin a little bit to actually warm up with it and it'll be fine. So next up we are going to contour / bronze up our face. I'm going to use my F05 small contour brush, which is in my very own Sigma set, and I'm going to be using the shade Rosewood in the Anastasia bronzer. I wasn't sure what shade to pick. I think this looks like an alright color. It's maybe a little bit darker than what I would usually go for. So I'm just going to start off with a really light hand and just see how it actually blends across my cheekbones first, and then we'll go from there. I like to use this small brush because I just find it's easiest to get really nice precise application. I'm just like going in really lightly and building because I was just a bit worried it was going to be crazy pigmented, but it's actually quite nice. It's not as scary as what looks in the pan. I feel like the undertone of this sort of gives you a contour, nearly like a subtle flushness to it. Really like it. I find first impressions so hard because often I sit here and I'm applying it to my face and I go silent because I'm really studying how it looks on my face, like really trying to absorb as I'm applying it, but I like this. I'm liking it a lot actually. Actually, I think my whole entire face is looking quite nice right now. Like my skin looks like butter. See how like all it takes is like 10 minutes for the powder to sort of start settling in with the warmth of your skin, and my skin is now looking like it actually has a filter on it. I don't know if it looks like that on camera, but it looks like that to me right now. And I love it when makeup makes you look like you actually have a skin filter on. Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay, I'm not gonna keep patting it because I'll end up overdoing it. I think that looks quite nice right now. So I'm not sure what blush color to use yet because I don't know what color eyeshadows I can't speak, I want to use out of the new Amrezy palette. Let's be real, I'm probably gonna use some pink. Let's be real. Oh, they're so pretty. I feel like I'm going to use, yeah, some pinky purples faux show. So that's a palette. I'm just trying to, so I'm going to take my Hourglass Ambient Strobe Lighting Blush in the shade Brilliant Nude. So it's literally like a nude colored blush. I can't speak, but it's really beautiful. So I'm just gonna be taking the same brush I used for my bronzer and just popping it on my cheeks. I feel like it just gives you a very, very subtle hint of colour on the cheeks. I usually wear like a heap of blush. I feel a little bit naked without blush. I love blush. Like I'm one of those bitches that use too much blush and you look at them and you're like, whoa, you got a lot of blush on. That's me. Can't even help myself. So cheeks are done. I think that looks good. So I'm going to use the Amrezy highlight, which is 110% my absolute favorite highlight of all time. I should have really bought a backup of this, but in saying that, I haven't hit pan yet, even though I use it all the bloody time. It is stunning. Like there's nothing that compares to this highlight. Like look at that, the glow. Oh, it's just so pretty. It just makes your skin look wet. Like it's not like a chunky or sparkly highlighter. It's really luminescent and really reflective and looks wet. Perfect. Oh, love it. So now I'm going to quickly do my eyebrows. What am I going to use in my brows today? That is the question. I think I just want to use pencil. Where is my Sigma brown pencil? I'm just going to use a MAC brow pencil because I don't know where my Sigma one's gone. She gone walkabout. Now just remember guys, with my eyebrows, they may be sisters, but they have different dads, so they're a little bit different to each other, okay? Just so that we all understand what's going on. And now it's time for the eyes, which I'm so excited about. We have here Amrezy's latest collaboration with Anastasia, but this palette, it looks beautiful. Now, when you look at the color combinations, if you have like every other Anastasia palette, I feel like it's not super unique regarding the color shades. But for me, this is a Hannah palette. This is literally, if I was to make an eyeshadow palette, these would be the colors that I would pick for my own eyeshadow palette. I think when palettes like this launch, a lot of people think like, oh, you know, like there's so many brown palettes or so many palettes with a pop of pink. But the thing is like, you've got to be true to yourself, I think, as like a creator. And I think Amrezy has been true to herself with her color selections. And I know if I was to make a palette, literally this is a palette I would probably make. Like the color coordination, the little pops of colors are just everything I love in eyeshadows. So if you don't have any other Anastasia palettes, then this might be right up your alley. You have a really great combination of neutral shades and you also have those pops of pinks and the pop of blue. So if you like just like a little touch of color every now and again, some Barbie vibes every now and again, then this would be a really beautiful palette for you because it also has all of those neutral shades as well. So I'm super pumped for it. I think it's stunning. So we're going to be starting with an E25 blending brush, which you get one of these in my Sigma brush set. I think I'm going to go straight in with this purple shade here. I'm likely going to do a cut crease today too. I just feel it in my bones. Wow, that shade is beautiful. I think we're going to do a Barbie girl moment today. Let's be real. Oh, that color is so pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to cut my crease. That color on my eyelid is absolutely stunning. Obsessed is an understatement. So I'm going to cut my crease now, and I think we're going to use the like hot pink Amrezy shade all over our lid. So I'm just using my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Fair Neutral to cut my crease. So I usually start by like popping a bunch of it on my lid, and I sort of just spread it out just for like the main part of the lid. Then I get a smaller brush. So I started off with a F75 concealer brush, and now I'm using an F70 concealer brush, and I'm going to sort of start moving it up a little bit higher. And now I'm going to use an even smaller brush, and this is actually a precise lip line brush, so it's tiny, like tiny. So I'm going to take some concealer on that and further map out the crease. Cool, so I want to show you guys a little trick. Now, sometimes when you do a cut crease, once you finish doing it, you can be like, oh, the darkest colored shadow isn't dark enough. That often happens to me because I get really scared to go in like too heavy before I cut the crease. So what I do is I use a little smudge brush. This is an E21 smudge brush, and it comes in my favorite set. And I simply take that dark shade and I use this brush, and I simply like build it back up along where I've cut the crease to really redefine that sharp cut crease line. This is such a good little brush. Do you guys see what I mean? How it just redefines the cut crease. Such a good little tip if you guys are practicing doing them. Okay, so now I'm just going to pop some of that same shade that I've already got all through my crease back on the outer corners. I'm just kind of blending it inwards. And now for the lid shade, I think we'll try a little bit of the Reezy shade because I feel like that's only appropriate. And I'm just going to pop it all over my lid, all over the center part at least. I'm using my Huda Beauty little sponge brush. That picked it up much better. And then I'm going to take the shade Barb, which is like this pink purple iridescent color, and I'm going to pop that all over like the inner portion and blend it into that Reezy shade. Oh, bitch. Oh, that color. Oh my. I think I just had an orgasm. Holy moly. That color. Shut the front door. I don't know if you guys can even see that. I just literally swiped it on and nearly lost my mind there for a second. Oh my gosh, the glitter in it is stunning. That's one of the prettiest eyeshadows I think I've ever seen in my entire life. And when you press it down, it just gives you the most beautiful, like lustery, foiled amazingness. Okay, so I'm just going to take some more of that Semsa, I believe that's how you say it, Semsa, which is the shade I've got everywhere under my lower lash line. Okay, now for my lash line, I do want to wear some falsies, and I have to have something on my lash line to be able to like wear falsies, otherwise they look ridiculous on me. So I'm going to start off with that same shade on the little smudger brush again. Sort of run it along my lash line, and then I'm going to use the black shade in this palette, which is that one right there. Okay, so I've got like my little shadow liner happening. So now we need to put on some lashes, and I'm going to wear the Huda Beauty Samantha lashes because they're my favorites. Okay, so I've got my lashes on. Oh, I am feeling this look on a whole nother level. Like, this is Barbie vibes big time, and I'm here for it. And how cool that you can do this with an eyeshadow palette you can also do like a brown smoky eye with. I'm obsessed. So I'm just putting on some Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir mascara, and now I'm just going to take some more of the Amrezy highlight, and I'm going to use an inner corner shader brush, but put it on my brow bone. I'm going to just pop on some of the Dainty Mineralize blush from MAC, which is like a pink colored blush, because I just feel like now I've got the pink on my eyes, I need a little pink on my cheeks. The neutral blush just wasn't cutting it for me. And then for lipstick, I'm going to wear my favorite pink lipstick, which is also from MAC, and it's the color Cream Cup. It's just such a nice pink, and I think I'll top it with a clear gloss. Also, sorry if you can hear my AC going, but it's freaking hot in here. And then I'm just going to top with this Revlon Super Lustrous Clear Gloss. It'll just help make my lips look a little bit juicier. I definitely feel like I'm a Barbie girl living in a Barbie world, wrapped in plastic. My life is fantastic. So I'm going to go brush my hair and not undress everywhere, and I'll be right back. Alright, lovely, so I'm all done. Here is the finished look. What do you guys think? I feel like my makeup looks pretty damn flawless, if I do say so. In summary, I actually loved everything I tried. So the foundation, it looks incredible on my skin. Like it looks really good. It might be the wrong shade, but the actual formulation gets a 10 out of 10 from me. I really can't fault it. I definitely like how it applied better with the sponge. If you guys would like to see a wear test, like a 10-hour wear test or something like that on this foundation, just let me know. I'm more than happy to film that for you. I love the setting powder. Vanilla was definitely the right shade to go for me. It actually kind of helped like tone down the warmness of the foundation. I feel like it set my overall face really beautifully. Didn't absolutely love it under my eyes, but I will try it with some different concealers and see how it goes. But definitely as an all over face setting powder, I'm here for it. I do often use 2 different powders for under my eyes and my face, so it's not like a big deal to me to use 2 different setting powders. I often like something that's a lot brighter under my eyes versus what's on the rest of my face, so I typically use 2 powders anyway. So the bronzer, absolutely gorgeous. I love the color of it. When I first looked at the pan, I was like, don't know how that's going to go for me, but actually it looks beautiful. But I think my favorite product out of today is of course the Amrezy palette. Holy moly, those like pinky purple shades literally are everything. Like I cannot get over how gorgeous this is. I think Amrezy and Anastasia just like hit the ball out of the park with this palette. It's totally a Hannah palette. You guys who know me well know this sort of color combination is absolutely my jam. I freaking love the packaging too. It's like pink and sparkly and glittery, and my makeup, especially my eye makeup, is on fleek. We can't deny that, surely we can't deny that. So I think that's all the new goodies I tried out in today's video. So if you enjoyed this little sort of get ready with me tutorial first impressions, then make sure you give me a thumbs up and let me know in the comments section. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, make sure you do that before you leave, and I'll be chatting to you guys in the comments and in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.